Hey guys, my name's Miranda Jones. Bear with me. I'm losing my voice. I had a really fun time in Atlanta at the SEC Championship game this weekend, even though it was a loss still. Go Gators. So let's get into this. My first, the 5 points that I've kind of come to a conclusion over this semester that are just really important moving forward and are the big 5 takeaways that I would say from what we've learned in this class is first, being attentive to the world that's around you. I think we're sometimes, being the technology generation, so caught up in our phones and what we want, that being attentive and just taking in what's happening around you can really help your communication skills. Tone of voice can change the world. I think this is a big one for me. A lot of times I'll come across very intense and my competitive spirit gets the best of me. And I don't ever mean to come across as angry or mean, but I think that focusing on my tone of voice and how I say words will really help me as far as communication goes. Then 3, asking for clarification keeps you out of trouble. I think a lot of times we just think, okay, well, I've got it. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. But then at the end, you're like, oh, well, I wish I would have asked. So going into problems and going into life knowing, okay, let me ask for clarification from the get-go will result in less mistakes later. Take time to just listen. I know I lost my grandfather recently, and that's something that I wish I kind of focused on more, was taking the time to sit and listen to those stories that he had to say. And moving forward in my life, that'll be very important in what I want to do as a career. And 5, accepting who you are and every bit of who you are. I think in the world that we live in, we're always told you should be someone else and you should look like this celebrity or that celebrity. And just accepting who you are, your flaws, your insecurities, and knowing that that's just a part of what makes you you, is really will help in how you not only portray yourself to others, but how people see you as well. So then I went through and kind of talked about the 6 different things that we read in the book or did in assignments that really made an impact on me this semester, and taking forward to reflect what we learned and then to apply it in my career and what I'm doing currently with my life, so that it didn't just go in one ear and out the other. So the first, I think, is perception checking. I'm currently the coach of the University of Florida Gatorettes, which is the majorette line with the university. And so I have a picture of them because I just love all of them so much, and they're so wonderful. And so I think for that, making sure that you don't come to the wrong conclusions, especially in high stress situations, and being clear to describe the behavior that I see, and then to move forward and ask for clarification, and to be able to make sure that everyone's all on the same page on a team is always really important. So for me, that's moving forward, a communication skill that really will help, I think, all of my teammates and just the team in general to be able to really understand each other. Then in chapter 5, the language of responsibility. Again, going back to tone, I know that for me, I'll come across very harsh sometimes. And so learning about the usage of pronouns to change the way that your sentence structure sounds when it comes across to someone else is something that's really important, not just with the Gatorettes, but also with my personal relationships and eventually career relationships. That'll be very, very important. In chapter 6, the nonverbal communication. I mean, that's a must. Any relationship you ever have in your entire life, you just need to be aware of what's going on around you and how you're coming across to people and how you're making them feel. And body language is something that is so easy to read if you know what you're looking for. It's just important to be aware of who you're speaking with and this goes into my next point about your cultural awareness is especially living in America. We are such a melting pot of different cultures that it's really important that when you go out into the world, that you're cognizant of who is around you and how you're making them feel, and if you can change something to make them feel more comfortable, that's a really important thing. I want to be a pediatric intensive care nurse, and so you deal with families all the time, and just having that ability to read what their body language